My name is Billy Redhorse, and I am the Gentleman Mystic. It is August 4th, 2026. For many years, I had the pleasure and opportunity to travel with my grandpa all over the place and help him as he was teaching and sharing the wisdom that he had accumulated over his life. And it was very common to, once a teaching had wrapped up, that people would give him gifts of all sorts. Now, we're talking about a man who at that time in his life was in his anywhere from his early 60s up until his when he was still traveling up into his 80s. And so over the course of a lifetime of teaching, he accumulated a lot of stuff. And one of my responsibilities in helping him was to organize and collect all of the gifts and I guess you could call me a curator to help move the gifts on, because one of the wisest and most profound things that man ever said to me was one day someone had given him a gift and we're getting ready to leave, and he hands the gift to me, and he says something to the effect of how much he appreciates all this stuff, but it's just something else that he has to dust. And that really just floored me. The simplicity but yet the profundity of this. Yes, it's a gift. Yes, it came with a good heart, without strings, but it's just something else that he had to accumulate, and he had to dust it if he kept it. I have taken that message to heart, and even though my world is nowhere near as uncluttered as I would like it to be, especially with my Zen background, you'd never know it based on my office. The recognition that we are stuff magnets in our lives, and it's not just physical things. It's emotions, it's positions, beliefs. It is ideas that really aren't even ours. We've just collected them. And I would highly recommend that whether you're young or whether you're not so young anymore, that you take an inventory, literally and metaphorically, of those things in your life. Because everything that you have in your life is something that you're going to have to dust. Is it worth the effort of the dusting? There's nothing inherently wrong with discriminating. Because if discriminating is one of those words that has multiple meanings, and our current society has attached a rather negative connotation to it. But when you get down to the root of it, having or showing refined taste or good judgment is being discriminating. Discriminate in your life, discriminate in your world, discriminate in your environment. Curate ruthlessly. Remove things from your world that don't need to be there. The more things that you put down, that you set down, the lighter will be your load. This is something that I have continued to practice. And like I said, I haven't gotten to where I want to be to it. And some people hear me talk about these kind of topics, and they think that I'm a minimalist in thought or in perspective, and I'm not. Matter of fact, I'm a maximalist. But make sure that the things that you do allow into your space are worth having. And I'm not talking about dollar value. I'm talking about utility. I'm talking about memory. The things that you get, do they bring back good memories? Do they have a real function in your world, or are they just trinkets, tchotchkes, adornments? You know, I have wondered many times, as I have been fortunate to be exposed to elders and folks that were a lot wiser than me, that those who seemed short-tempered, maybe even easily irritable, were just those who had decided that maybe they just no longer were willing to suffer fools. They were no longer willing to be at the beck and call of stuff that needed their attention and thereby their dusting. So dust off, people. Dust off your environment. And most importantly, dust off your beliefs. I would be willing to bet that those things you swear up and down that you believe are just things that you heard someone else say over and over again. And with that, remember, there's always more.